Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the second video of integration data source. Like it is continuation with integration with data source. The second video. The last session we have been discussing about uh, go to our channel where we have discussed about integration with data source, how to integrate like creating data source and all stuff. Uh, Let me go into our PDI. This is a condition with the second video. After this, what are the steps we need to do after this data source and all we can do right now. Let me in the last session we have discussed about integration with data source, right? In this slide we have been discussing about types of data sources and how to open these data sources using all. We need to go to all system imports, administration and data sources. We have been created a data source with some demo data source, right? And after this creating data source we need to have a 4 steps. Like we need to do a 4 steps to import the data. Like data import process, we have data is imported, not imported directly from data source into the target table. We need to follow some steps. What are the steps? We have 4 steps. Like the first one is load data into staging table, and second one is create a transform map, and the third one is run a transform to move the data from staging table to the target table. The last one is check the data integrity. So first I'll show one diagram which is what is staging table and all. This is the diagram for staging table. Like in the left side we have data sources. As of now we have created with the name demo data source table, right? Here we need to create the data source with the types of files we have seen in the yesterday classes, the last session, right? And type of sources like Excel, CSV, JDBC, XML, HTTP and FTP. And once we have created, right, it is going to store in this staging table, like import set table. In this staging table all the data is storing in the staging table. From there we need to create a transform map. The map is with the source table and target table. Here we have a transform map where we need to map the fields. What are the fields which are in the source table and target table? We need to map with the transform map. So let us start with the go into our data source. We have created a data source, right? Let me open this data source with the previous session we have created. So this is a channel we have created with data source, integration with data. So this is first video. This is for second video. I am continuing. Let us go into our PDI, personal developer instance, where we have in the previous sessions we have discussed about data sources. Like type data source, go to like import, system import sets, administration and data sources. Click on this, it opens in new tab. In the last session we have been created like demo data source. Click on this one. Before going to see this demo data sources, these are the all already created data files, like type of the files. Let us see like open this first. Let me explain how it will be configured with all types of data sources. Here this is the already we have created, right? Once you save it, this record, it shows like this. We have a redirected links like test load 20 records, load all records, run point scan. So once you save it, what happens? It created with the related links. As of now we can see what are the types of data sources we have. Let me open this, the previous already it was created. So what are the things we need to configure here? Let me open this first. The how it will be, suppose if we are using SQL server, right? Open this one. See, I already told that in this, if you are opening with the file type is JDBC, right? So here we have option called as specific SQL. The same way we need to write the SQL statement here, like specific SQL statement over here. So you can write the SQL statement over here with the type of JDBC data sources, and the format, this one is SQL server, this one format is SQL server. So in this way we can provide the specific SQL here, query over here, SQL statement. This is example for one of the data sources. Let me open with other one. The other one is go back once, and the next one is let me open this, go back once. You can select this one, LDAP. See, in this our demo data source, if you select the LDAP, what is asking LDAP target, right? In same way they have been selected like users. So in this way we can select the LDAP target. This is called as data source with the LDAP. And the next one is, let me open the next one, and this is go back once. You can select with file, one more, or JDBC with MySQL. You can open this one, example. See, when you open this, type of the data source is JDBC, the format is MySQL. So you can provide a username, password, server localhost, and table name is user. In this way you can provide the type of the JDBC with the format MySQL. You can provide a database name, port name, all those things. So this is example for type of the data source with the JDBC. And the next one is here. This in the same way, like JDBC with Oracle, JDBC with MySQL, SQL Server, all those things. And next one is, you can select OIDC, right? You can see that one, any OIDC. See, let me open this OIDC. See, so the type of the data source is OIDC. We can configure with OIDC. So in this way we can provide OIDC. Here the type of the data source is OIDC. In this way we can provide the OIDC. And the next one is LDAP is over, and this one will check with file type with CSV tab. Let me open this. The format type is, when you select this file type as file, you can select with CSV with the tab over here. We can provide all authentication methods. File type, file retrieval method is SCP, server, file name, username, password. The file path is which starts with / the root, and all those file path whatever we have, they have been provided. We can provide here the file path which is inside this root directory. And server name is, like this is a server name example where the server is located. We can provide the server name, username, and password. In this way you can provide all the credentials as per our requirement. And let us go with the other one. What I'm trying to show is in the how we can configure this file types with username, password, and anything is there. Let me check. Yes, one more thing, you can check with the JSON format over here. And this one, let me open this file type with the JSON format. See, here the file type is JSON format. We need to provide the path for each row, records and records, 2 forward slashes. And so as in this way we can provide as per requirement file types, data sources, and formats in this way. These are the examples for data source types. So once you provide all those credentials, and once you save it, me go to our previous one so that I can open in our demo data source. So updated by click on this A to Z. Z to A. So close this one. Already we have selected this one. So as of now, let me open the our demo data source here. Open this. Once you save it, right, it is showing the related links over here. Test load 20 records, load all records, run point scan, and transforms. Right, this is the page when you save it the record. So what happens, we need to attach, this is the sheet number. I have a Excel file, so here I'm selecting with the format as XLS. This is the file I'm having. This is the file. So I have like active, number, short description, caller, priority, state, category, assignment, and assigned to. So these are the records. I have around maybe 50 records. 50 records are there. The first line was with heading. So these are the records I have. I want to load this into our table. So this, when you select this one, right, this is a header and these are the records, rows. So go to our service now. Here the sheet number is the first sheet number what we have. This is the page 1 sheet number. If you have 10 pages, we need to mention the what sheet number you want to enter into that database, like target table, right? So first, this is the first sheet number. It is taking first sheet number. Header row is 0. So it is if you mention the header row is like we have a header is our columns, right? It is taking from the 0 record, starting from this. So if you mention header 1 means it is taking for the second record from here. So the first line is from the header. Like if you mention the header is 1, right, what happens is taking from the second record. Right, first put as 0. So let me make it as 1 so that header row is, I want to load the data from the second row. Because why? Because this table is taken from the incident table I have downloaded, but here the active, number, short description, caller ID are already present in our incident table. So no need to map with already it is there, like no need to map with the header headings, right? So I'm taking from the second record, so that's why we need to mention the 1, because it is data is taking from the second record. So the first record is already, these names are available in our incident table. So let me open our incident table. So in the Excel sheet we have active, number, short description, caller, priority, state, category, assignment group, assigned to, all which are there in this Excel sheet. All those are in our incident record, right? Like short description and assignment group, assigned to, and what other things we have, caller, priority, state, all are there in our this record. So no need to create with this one header as 0, right? Then once you save it, so as of now it is saved. Once you save it, it is taking with the related links, but I need to attach the Excel file over here. Let me attach this Excel file, because file retrieval method is attachment. Click on this attachment, choose the file. It was downloaded in my desktop. Incident record, this one, right? Close this one. The Excel has been attached to this data source, right? And save it. Now this data source has been completed, right? Go to our slide. What steps we need to do the next step? So the first, this data source has been completed with the attachment of a file. Next, go to the third slide. We have a load data into staging table. I already said that this is a staging table, this is target table. We need to map the transform map with the source columns and target columns. So we have selected the data source as Excel, right? This is a example image for this data source. Import set table like staging table and transform map and target table. Let us go into the first step. What we have here, like data import process. The first one is load data into staging table. This is the first point. Let us go with the first point here. To load data from data source into staging table, we use the all menu to open system import sets and load data, right? So go to our system import sets and load data. Go to our PDI. Let me open the PDI again. Here we have a type load data. In that system import sets, we have a load data. Click on this one. It is open in a new tab. Here, this is the load data. This is the first step we need to do, right? Here we need to create import set table, create table, or existing table we can provide, and create with load data table. Staging table. Click on this page. So it is taking the name as U load data staging table. And source of the import, what we have selected, data source we have selected, right? Select this data source, what we have given the data source, demo data source we have created here, right, in this demo data source. So this data source we need to select. So select the demo data source over here. We have a lot of data sources. As of now we have created demo data source. Click on this and submit. When you submit, then go to our slide. Click the submit button to load the data from Excel file into staging table, right? When you click on this one, what happens? It is going to store in our staging table. After this, what we have to do? After the records are imported into staging table, a progress page appears. So see here, when you submit the button over here, see it is staying like progress, in progress, import processor, right? It is completed. So we have inserts are 50, updates are 0, errors 0, empty, ignore 35, because I have downloaded around 60, around more than 60. So empty and ignore 35, that was removed. Empty and ignore 35. So here the main insert records are, how many records are there in this Excel sheet? We have around 50, around 50. 51 means the first line is for header. First line is for header, right? So now go to our here, right? So 50 records are inserted into staging table. So here import sets, go to the import sets for this load data load. Go to the newly imported data inside staging table. this is a staging table what we have created, right? So all these records are inserted into our staging table. After this, what we have to do, the next step is, after loading data, here we need to create a transform map. A transform map matches the columns from the staging table to the columns in the target table. We need to map the staging table columns into target table, right? So in this, when you click on this create transform map, we have option over here, right? Create a transform map. Create a transform map for the newly staged data. So when you click on this, what happens, we have some fields we need to see this. When you click on the transform map, so the source table is already we have created with the load data staging table, right? It is taking with the u underscore load data staging table, right? In this we have a parameters, what are the things we need to give. Let us see this. The first one is name, we need to provide over here the name. This name, enter user friendly label for identifying the transform. Need to provide some name with a representation of transform map. And source table is, select the import table containing the raw import set data. You can select only tables within the currently selected application scope. So here it was already selected with the source table. And next one, active, like select active, select to make the transform map available for use. So make it as active true, right? And the next one is run business rule. Here in this run business rules, we have need to select run business rules, workflows, approval engines, auditing, field normalization, while transformation, and inserts updates data into target table. As of now, we don't require any run business rules, just uncheck it. And the next one, enforce mandatory fields. We have option called as only mapped fields, all fields. So select this one, all fields. Go to our slide. In this, enforce mandatory fields. Choose whether to enforce mandatory fields on the target table. So what are the mandatory fields we need to select over there. So we have options like no and only mapped fields and all fields, right? Or you can select only mapped fields. You can make it as mandatory fields. I'm selecting all fields. And the next one, copy empty fields. This is option. What is this option? We have copy empty fields. Select to clear web fields with existing values when an incoming field contains an empty value. Whenever we require this, we can make it as copy empty field as checkbox. Check that one. Create a new record on empty coalesce fields. Here in this, we have a create a new record on empty coalesce fields. What is saying, like select to create a record when all coalesce fields are empty, instead of ignoring the record or overwriting an existing record. If we want this, we can select that checkbox. And the next one is application is global. Application is global and created nothing but shows the transform map creation date. This field is automatically populated. And the next one is target table. In this, we have a target table. We need to select the target table, what target table you want to load the data. You can select from there. And order, enter the order in which you want to apply the transform maps in the event or more than one map fits the condition. Runs transform maps from the lowest to highest order. And the next option is run script. Here we have run script option. And what is run script? We can see, select to display the scripted field. And the last one is script. Going to have a script, right? If you select this one, what happens? It is showing a script. In this, we can write the script also. So this script is used for enter the transform map script. You want to use transform field values in the source table to the target table. Service now runs the transform map script in addition to any field maps. So whenever we want to run the script, we can select this run script. This checkbox, we can write the code here, right? So provide the name. Here I am providing transform map name demo transform map transform map, right? And if you want to copy empty fields, you can select the copy empty fields, create a new record empty coalesce fields. So what it's saying, create a new record on empty coalesce fields. If you have any empty coalesce fields, it creates a new records. As of now, these are all we have filled, and go to our target table. This is mandatory, so select the target table over here. The target table is incident, right? And see here, like let me check once. After filling all this, we need to check with the serial number is already there or not in our incident form. Go to your incident table, select this incident record, maybe 5001 50001, like check this whether it is there or not. Check once again with filter number, how many records, 123 records are there, and number, contains this. Let me check once, because so we don't have any number, right? In this Excel numbers we don't have. So now I'll go to our PDI where this table transform map. So here then what we have to do is, we have two options like related links in auto map matching fields, mapping assistance. So what are things we can see here in the slide. See, in the auto map matching fields, click on the auto map matching fields related link for service now. To attempt the match staging table columns to the target table column based on column name, right? And auto map fields appear in the field map section. This will appear in the field map section. And the next option is mapping assistant. It is not always possible to automatically map the fields from the staging table to the target table. To manually map fields, click on the mapping assistants and related link. When you click, when the map is complete, we can click on the save submit button. So go to our PDI. Next, click on the auto map matching fields. So save this one. Right here, click on this auto map matching fields, this link. When you click on that, it is showing the field maps. In this slide we have mentioned, right, auto mapping matching fields. Auto mapping fields appear in the field map section tab, here in this below tab, field maps tab. So the source is U number, target is number, u caller is caller id, u priority, and u assign to, u active, u assignment group, u state, use short description, right? So this, when you click on this, it is auto mapping, auto map matching fields. When you click on this, shows all the source and target fields. This coalesce field is all false. If you make it as true, it is kind of a unique one. Whenever you want to make it as unique, we can make it as, instead of coalesce, we can make it as true. So as of now, I am not mentioning any coalesce field here, right? After this, this is a step, and these steps are over. The third one is run the transform map. Running a transform map imports data from staging table into target table, right? We need to click on the transform map, go to a PDI. Here we have option called as transform. Click on the transform. Click on this. This is, when you click on the transform, it is completed, right? So the stage is complete success. And we need to see the next step is to run the transform map. Click on the transform related, like in that table transform record, we have clicked that one. In the specified import set and transform map form, verify the transform map to run the selected maps. Run in order in slash bracket. We have click on the slash bracket, click on the transform button. Already we have clicked one. This progress page shows the transform state and completion code. Here it is showing progress state is completed and success, right? Completion code, transformation is completed. So this, and the next one is this one. Completion code values, success code does not meet the records imported correctly. The completion code indicates whether the transform executed successfully and is not indicative for the data integrity of the records. And go to this one. Click the transform history link. Select the timestamps to see if there are any errors with data. For example, there are no errors in the import set rows section tab. So we need to verify the data integrity. So the last step in the importing data is to verify the records contain expected data in expected format. So this, the first place to look is the import set. Here we have import set, right? Import set records, scroll to the import set runs section. Verify the expected number of records were inserted. Records were ignored or skipped, research is required to determine why. So after this, we need to verify the data integrity. Go here, click on this, go to import sets for this data load. If you want to see the transform history also, we can see the transform history. This is, I'm opening with a new tab and opening the transform with a new tab. See, when you open this import sets for this data load, ist set, I set this one. See here, it has been created just with the time, and it has been started. We have errors 21, runtime is 1 second, complete with errors. Let us see this. So some are entry because we have mentioned the mandatory fields, right? That's why these are the records getting with errors. So in this, when you are selecting this, like empty records like mandatory fields, in this where we have mentioned in load data. Load data, and where you have mentioned this. So when you are selecting this record state error and error, these are empty, we made it as mandatory for this records, like that's why it is, we have a data policy exception. So maybe data policy exception here, following fields are mandatory. Data policy exception, let me disable data policy. So let me see this, like how many errors are there. Like as of now we have inserted how many records in the history, we can check. So here we have a, in the transform history, right, in this transform history we have been loaded around, out of 50 records, the inserts are 29, only 29 out of 50, updates 0, ignored 0, and errors are 21. Why? Because we have created some data policy with mandatory fields. Let me check this data policy exception. So here in our load data, in the load data we have make it as system import staging table, we can check. Let me check the staging table. Let me check with we have, these are the records which are not able to load into data, like around 21 records are not able to load because we have a data policy exception on those records on the particular fields. So it should not be empty record, that's why it is throwing an error. And so this is transform history where around 50 records it has been loaded, 29 records, and errors are 21. These 21 are, these are the things, we have a data policy exception over here, that's why it is not able to load. We can see whether 21 records are stored or not. Let me check with the incident records over here. Previously we have a less numbers. Let me check with the number code. So incident number here, check with filter, NVM number, contain this. Let me run this once. See, it has been loaded, updated is just now 15/12/2024. So previously we have less number of records, it has been created like this. All remaining how many are there remaining? 29 are created, and these are the rows which are not able to create because we have data policy exception for on these records. The data should not be empty. row number 4, 17, 26. Let us check this row number 4. Row number 4. For where it is there, number 4, and let me check row number 4. Here the row number with 3, row number 3 is error, 4 is for error, because it is error because data policy exception. In this records we have a incident number 4 and 5 are false, right? In this way it is not able to load the data. It should be true, then only it can able to load the data. Here we have a incident number, what are the things, and error 11. So incident number 12 is, check this record, 12 is false. So what are the active records are there, that only we can able to load the data. The remaining false are there, that not able to load the data, because we have a data policy. The record should be an active state, then only we can able to load the data. So for this record, check in this, we have error for this incident number after 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like we have this, right? 19, check the incident number 17, incident number is 17 is false, 18 is false, 20 is false. That's why it is not able to load the data. It should be an active state, then only we can able to load the data, because we have a data policy exception coming to load data when they are in false state, right? If you make it as true, we can able to load all the remaining records, like all at a time, if they are in active state, right? I think we can able to clear this, right? We can have a, we can able to clear these things, like we can make it understand, I think. See this, all the records which are error are getting with the false empty records, like false state are there. That's why it is going to give the data policy exception over here. So in this way we can able to load the data. And the last step is like switch to the import set rows tab. We have already clicked on that one. We can see the import set rows, whatever the data has been loaded or not loaded, we can see in the with the complete record over here, this one, import set, right? This one. So these are the things. And loading data into our service now. We have checked with the incident number, whatever the incident numbers are stored, we can check with incident numbers. With suppose we want to check with incident number 11, we can check. Go to all, search with this number. See, it has been loaded, right? With the date, updated dates 15/12/2024. In this way all the records has been inserted. Around how many records are there? Out of 50 we have loaded all the here we see all the records. Import set, click this import set. Here we have, right, total we have 50, 29 inserted and 21 are giving error. If we make it as true for this records, we can able to load all the data or 150 records at a time. So in this way, this is the way to load the data using data source, using import sets transfer maps. We have 4 steps in this slide. So here we have 4 steps: load data into staging table, create transform map, run transform, check the data integrity. Whatever the data has been loaded, we can check the integrity. As of now, that's why I have prepared with true or false. We make it to understand how it was getting true or false, which are not loaded, and how the else like we are getting, right. In this way we can load all remaining 50 records at a time. If we make it as true for active as true, so randomly I put the false so that you can able to understand how the active or later records are inserted or not, like giving errors or rejected kind of things. That's why I kept the true or false like in our Excel sheet. So this is the way to load the data. And the last one is like that's all. Thanks everyone. Please subscribe to my channel, and please like and comment section. Like if you want to upload any videos, you can comment the section. Thanks everyone. I'm stopping here.